Bonjour tout le monde, je m'appelle Tito, je fais des vidéos sur les finances personnelles sur mon autre chaîne, mais sur cette chaîne, je parle d'autres choses comme aujourd'hui où je vais revoir le film My Mother is a Witch. It's not my mother, it's the character's mother. You get what I mean? Yeah. My Mother is a Witch is an emotional drama that looks at the events that lead to a fractured relationship between a mother and daughter living in Benin, Edo State. My Mother is a Witch is filmed in Edo State and supported by the Edo Film Project and the Edo State government. Now, first of all, I knew I wanted to watch this film because of its title. The title is audacious. It's a title you don't forget. And with a title like that, you know what you're getting out of the movie. I also wanted to see this film because of the stars of the film, Mercy Aigbe and Efe Irele, two brilliant actresses who were really good in Farmer's Bride. In fact, Mercy Aigbe won an award for her performance in Farmer's Bride just a few weeks ago at the AMVCAs. That said, let's dive into it, beginning with the performances. Efe Irele plays Imoetion, this young lady who is at odds with her mother because of certain things that have happened in the past, right? And with a dynamic like that, you know that there's lots of shouting, there are arguments, there's high emotions and all that, there's tears. And Efe brought all to bear in this film. The character was quite emotional. The character was reflective at certain points because of the unique situation that was happening in the film. And Efe really does deliver in this movie. And I really liked her performance in this film. I don't think it was like anything I've seen her do in the past. I haven't seen her play a character in this type of scenario. And she works really well with Mercy Aigbe, who is the next actor or actress rather that I'm going to talk about. Because of what's happening between mother and daughter in this film, played by both actresses, that's the nucleus of the film. And a lot rides on how well they work together in the movie, and they do work quite well together in the movie. Mercy Aigbe is this mother who you're trying to understand, because when there's like strife between a child and a parent, you don't want to instantly like condemn any of either party, right? You want to understand where they're both coming from. And I found myself trying to understand where Mama Imoetion was coming from as she was antagonizing her daughter at certain points in the movie. But coming back to Mercy Aigbe's performance, Mercy Aigbe does a marvelous job. Because she's not altogether wicked in this film. There are points where she's actually a good mother. There's physical acting involved with both actors, and they do that really well too. Mercy also conveys the unique situation she finds herself in, the character finds herself in. She does it really well. Let me move on to the next performance from Timini Egbuson, who plays Dr. AY in this movie. Never seen Timini play a doctor before, so this was a first for me. I personally wish they would have done more to give him a doctor vibe, but he does really well. It's not the typical Timini that, we tend to see. His character is in a unique position because when two women are at odds or like are arguing, right, there's usually a character or a person in the middle who tries to like mediate, but at the same time not get caught in the crossfire. And that was Dr. AY in this film, played by Timini, and he does a good job trying to understand both sides and trying to like mediate the situation between both characters. Neo Akpofure, he's also in this film. He plays Gabriel, and Neo does well. He understood the assignment and he fulfilled the assignment really well, playing this Edo young chap and everything, who is pretty much the love interest of Ife's character. Once again, he does it really well. Not too long ago, someone tried to engage me in a debate as to whether I think Neo Akpofure is a good actor or not. And to be honest, I think he's good. I haven't seen him in that many movies. Right now, I only recall seeing him in A Weekend to Forget from like 2 years ago. That was one of my best films of that year, and he was good in that film. And I really enjoyed this film, and he was good in this film as well. And I think he picks roles that suit him. He doesn't try and do the most or play some type of character that doesn't particularly suit him or that would be a bit strange to see him play. Ce que j'ai aimé. Like I said, I really liked the acting in this film. The acting, for the most part, was really, really good. I also liked that they filmed most of this movie in Benin, Edo State. I'm from Edo State, so seeing my home state on the big screen was very refreshing. In fact, I don't think they filmed any part of this film in Lagos or Abuja. was filmed primarily in Benin, Edo State, and there were some scenes shot in London, UK, or in the UK rather. I'm not sure if that was London, but in the UK, which is the next thing I liked about this film. They actually filmed in the UK. They didn't try and film in some parts of Nigeria and pass it off as the UK. I also liked that. I liked that they showcased Edo heritage and culture in this film. In the end credits, I saw that they actually partnered with, or the Edo State government supported this film. And I think the Edo State government has been on that for like a couple of years now. And it was nice to see the manifestation of the Edo State government support of filmmaking and the movie and TV and film industry. So kudos to the Edo State government. And I think maybe that was also instrumental in having the culture and heritage of Edo State showcased in this movie. I also liked the sound editing and the sound design in this film. For me, when I know sound editing and sound design in a film are really good is when I notice it while watching. Because sometimes it's after you've watched it that you're like, okay, the sound was actually quite good. But while watching this movie, the sound editing I thought was brilliant. And the score, oh me, oh my. Edo music playing here and there, appropriate Edo music as well that supported the scene that it was playing in. Set design was also really good. A lot of it is set in this home in Edo State, and the set looked really good. In fact, kudos to Ni Akimolayan, who directed and wrote this film, and his production company, Ant Hill Studios. I've noticed, as I've reviewed a few of their movies through the years, I guess, at this point, that their set design, I always appreciate their set design. And they make custom sets for many of their films, which allows them to get interesting angles in the film, right? So that's just a side note. There's a scene in this film, My Mother is a Witch, that I consider to be the money shot or the most memorable scene in the entire movie. It's a scene where Efe Irele's character is being dragged through the front yard by her mother, played by Mercy Aigbe. And that scene was so physical and so emotional, and I really loved it because it reminded me of why I really like Efe Irele and Mercy Aigbe as actresses, right? They're the type of actresses who are willing to go the extra mile for a scene or for a performance if they believe that that's what would make the scene as good as it could potentially be. And they hit the nail on the head. They really hit the mark in this particular scene that was brilliant. And it wasn't just their performance in the scene, it was also the other actors in the scene as well. And something that happens just before in that same scene with Neo Akpofure's character, and even the camera movement in that scene. Such a memorable scene, such a fantastic moment in the film. And yeah, I don't think anyone who will see that film will not notice the brilliance of that particular scene. Ce que je n'ai pas aimé. I didn't like how in one scene in this movie, the rain just came out of nowhere. Heavy rain out of nowhere. I mean, sometimes it happens in real life, but I mean, in a movie, if it's going to rain, like, let there be a build-up. Show like clouds gathering before the actual heavy rainfall scene, so that kind of put me off. And I also did not like how they didn't make use of extreme close-up shots in this film, because there's lots of heightened emotions in this movie, because of what's going on in the film. And I felt like extreme close-ups would have really served the purpose. And I was going to say this next thing as something I didn't like, but truth be told, there are people who do this kind of thing in real life. And that's how there was one of the main characters in this film felt quite overdressed in a number of scenes. I was like, yeah, this is too much. This character is doing too much outfit-wise. But like I said, it happens in real life, so I'm not going to count it as one of the things I did not like. Qui devrait le voir? I think, first of all, indigenes of Edo State should see this film, no matter where you are in the world. If you see this film, it will make you feel connected to Edo State. While watching this film, it reminded me of my late granddad. That's my mother's dad, right? And whenever we used to go and visit him and my grandmom, they lived here in Lagos, right? But my grandparents are very, you know how they are. They're always very pro back home. So I'd go and visit them and he'd welcome us by saying, Obohian. And that's something that Mercy Aigbe's character used to say in the film, which means welcome. When you come into the house, they'd say Ogbohian. And immediately she said it, I remembered my grandfather. So yeah, for sentimental reasons, Edo people, right, see this film. If you're into Edo culture and heritage, the beads and the music, and Edo does have some selling points. If you're into Edo culture and even our language, which is very rhythmic and can be a bit musical at times, I think you should see this film on that account as well. Also, see My Mother is a Witch if you love a good emotional drama. It got emotional at certain points. So if you like a good emotional drama, if you don't mind a movie that makes you cry here and there, I think you'll also enjoy this film. If you also like a good mother-daughter dynamic, because that's a thing, not just mothers and daughters, even sons and mothers too. We've had those moments in our lives where we're at odds with our moms, and this film will really reminisce on those times and how you've overcome, if you are lucky enough to overcome the adversity that you've had with your mother. I said to myself after watching this film that if my mom and my siblings and I were in the same place in Nigeria, if we're all together, I would have moved first to go and see this film. My mom would have objected to, to being taken to go and see a film called My Mother is a Witch. But I think we would have been able to convince her for several reasons that, this is a good film to see with your mom, and it showcases Edo culture. And you know how parents are. I'm sure my mom would have been saying, oh, she knows this place in Benin, that this is where this person lived and this is the market and all that. So if this film came out during Mother's Day, any of the numerous Mother's Day we tend to have each year, I think they would have made even more money had this film dropped on Mother's Day. In conclusion, an Instagram friend of mine by the name of Iore, she's an Edo woman as well, and she's really into Edo culture and heritage, and she has a fantastic relationship with her mother. I think she'd love this film. So once it gets on streaming, Iore, if you're watching this, see this movie. I think also that if you're a man and you have a wife or a girlfriend or a girl you're talking to who really likes emotional dramas and who, talks about her mom or has a good relationship with her mom or is trying to mend her relationship with her mom, I think you should take her to go and see this film. And if she likes Nollywood films as well, take her to see this movie. I think you'll get in her good books. I give this movie 4 jollofs over 5. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Kudos to the writer-director Ni Akimolayo and the cast and crew of this film. And yeah, I was really refreshed when I saw this film, and it felt like money well spent. Don't wait till it gets on streaming. If you're in Nigeria, you have my permission to go to the cinema and see this movie, especially if you fall into the categories, any of the categories I mentioned earlier in terms of who should see this film. I think you really enjoyed the movie as well. Guys, if you enjoyed this review, do me a favor and like it by clicking on the like button just underneath the video, and subscribe to this channel as well by clicking on the black subscribe button. On this channel, I don't just do Nollywood movie reviews. Sometimes I talk about other things. To check out some of my past reviews, you can click the card in the corner of the screen. Now, I'm going to be reviewing there have been so many movies coming out April, May 2025. I've seen so many, and this is the first, but I'm also going to review Red Circle, which comes out on Friday, June 6th. I'm going to review Ori. I'm going to review Raji and the Beast, which I've also seen, and The Party, which came out on Netflix. So there are lots of reviews that should be coming out really soon. Look out for each of them. Check some of them out. If there's anything you'd like to recommend for me to see, let me know in the comment section below as well. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will catch you in the next one. Take care.